Good evening and welcome to our 2022 winter concert. We are so excited to be performing for you tonight. And we opened with a Christmas festival, and it's a classic wind band piece. And as you can hear, it's just a whole bunch of Christmas tunes. So it's a very long piece. I don't know if you could tell, we got a little winded opening there, but it is a favorite that we play almost every single year. And if you've been to our concerts before, you're going to hear some familiar tunes, but I think at Christmas time, that's kind of what we hope for a little bit. Our next selection is entitled Fantasia for Christmas. And it's Elliot Del Borgo arranged this for wind band, and it's got a few little things sneaking in here and there, but it's basically kind of Carol of the Bells about as fast as we can hold together. So we hope you enjoy Fantasia for Christmas. I'm still out of breath just a little bit. All right, so we've made them work a little bit. Now it's your turn to work just a little bit. So we are going to have a holiday sing-along, and there's going to be 4 separate tunes that show up, and the Mr. Justin Bishop and Heritage has been so kind to get our slides up and ready to go for you. So hopefully you can see one of the screens, and if not, hopefully your memory is good enough that you know some of the words to the Christmas songs. But we are going to perform this piece, and there'll be a little intro, and you should be able to hear where to come in, but I'll turn around and give you a little bit of help so you know when to start the next song. So we hope you will enjoy performing. How many of you had no idea you were going to perform tonight? Yeah. All right. Please, let's fill the room with some Christmas cheer. Get your best singing voice warmed up, and here we go. You guys sound incredible. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to hear you over all of these guys up here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jeremy Reagan. I'm the band director of American Patriot Winds, but I also am a band director at middle school during the school day. And let me tell you, if middle schoolers picked up anything as fast as you just sang that, I would love my job even more than I already do. So you guys sound awesome. I want to recruit you and take you with us on the road everywhere we go. It's nice. So our next selection, we're going to slow it down just a little bit. This piece is entitled Green Sleeves, and it has been, some lyrics were added to it that were, what child is this, right? I just questioned myself. I think that's right. What child is this? So it's become a Christmas staple, and the arranger for this particular version of Green Sleeves is Alfred Reed. And one of the things that he does in this piece is he kind of makes sure everybody gets a little bit of a solo, and it kind of bounces around the room, which is very much more difficult than playing everybody together at the same time. So we have a great ensemble here on the stage this evening, and I want you just to try and listen as some of the things bounce around the room. And sometimes it's not even the main melody that you know. Sometimes it's a background part that's just moving in the background, but it sounds really great if you can try and hear all of the moving parts. So here is our take on Alfred Reed's Green Sleeves. So you might have noticed I'm conducting everything myself. And if you've been coming to our concerts for the past few years, I've had an assistant conductor. His name was Peter Gustav Weston II, which I've always thought was a really fancy name, and I love it. But he has recently moved to Washington State. He and his wife had some job opportunities come up, and they decided that that many miles was a little bit too much to contribute to a weekly band rehearsal. So we are sad to lose him. He's been with the group conducting, I believe, since 2014. And before that, he played with us 2 or 3 years past that. I think he was getting close, if not already, to the 10-year mark with us. So we are very sad to miss him. However, I'm just curious, if you have played with us before, and you are in the audience, we would love to have you stand and recognize you. I know we have an original member to the band. I think it was 2009 is when this group was started, 2007. Okay, so Bob Hammers here is right here in the front row, so I would like to applaud him. He was one of the original members of this group. So let's give him a round of applause. I think everybody else that's played with us before that's here, I got to play on stage. So thank you for getting us started. We appreciate that all those years ago. Dave Saucier was our founder, and he started this group. I originally started playing on tuba in the back row, and then the conductor they had was unable to make rehearsals because of scheduling conflicts. And I had just finished my degree in music education, and they said, "Do you know how to wave that thing?" And I said, "I'll try." And here I am. It's been about 11 years later, so we're having a great time. The next piece, however, the reason I'm talking about all this right now is one of probably the favorite piece of our former assistant director, Mr. Weston, is The Nightmare Before Christmas. And many of you have seen that movie and enjoyed that movie, and it was one of his favorites. And it kind of perfectly blends the two holidays between Halloween and Christmas. And he told me right before this concert cycle started, I believe they actually moved at the beginning of December. So he's just very newly a Washington resident. I said, you know what? We're going to keep this piece on the program just for you. So in honor of his 10 years of work with us, we'd like to dedicate The Nightmare Before Christmas to Peter Gustav Weston II. to continue with our movie theme, a few years back, there came out a new movie with Tom Hanks and some really fancy digital animation. And so now I think, I don't know if I've made it through a year without seeing the Polar Express, or at least hearing some of the music from the Polar Express. So I don't think I need too much more introduction. Most of you are familiar with it. But here's a medley of tunes from the Polar Express. This next selection is entitled Ancient Carol Variants. And I've seen 3 or 4 different pieces where they take this tune, which you might recognize as O Come, Emmanuel. And they've called it Ancient Carol. And I was trying to do my research and be, a well-organized band director, and I could not find a specific date on this on the internet. I heard everything from 8th century to all the way up to the 14 or 1500s, but then some of those where they added the lyrics later on. So this actual tune, and this is an actual question a kid asked me this morning at school. They said, "What's the oldest song you ever played?" And I had no idea, and that kind of sent me down the rabbit hole a little bit. So this might be the oldest song anybody on stage has ever played if it's truly from the 8th century. But it's a little bit of a modern take. So it's going to start off, and it's going to be very kind of slow and religious chant sounding and very smooth. And you're going to hear some percussion instruments that sound a little less like a modern marching band type sound. And then as we progress through the piece, we're going to add some speed. And for those of you who are into music and you understand a little bit of music theory, we're going to go into something called 7/8. And we're going to feel a little bit offbeat, but it's on purpose, I promise. And it's normally we have 8/8 notes in a measure, but we're just going to do 7. So it's going to be like you're dancing, but every third step you're going to kind of trip a little bit. But I promise it's on purpose. I hope you'll listen carefully and try and find that 7/8 measure. It's a lot of fun to listen to. Here's our version of O Come Emmanuel entitled Ancient Carol Variants. I turned around and the whole band said, "Hey, that's called God Rest You Merry Gentlemen." So it's not O Come Emmanuel, it's God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. I got the tune wrong. I don't know if all my facts were wrong or not. I assure you the piece will be enjoyable. Thank you for my humility. So we are an all-volunteer organization, and we have had several members who, over the years, have donated money, and we usually do dues. We haven't paid dues since COVID. So if you are in the band, P.S., we're going to talk in January. However, we supply all of our own percussion equipment, and we purchase the music, and there's a lot of expenses that kind of go into this endeavor that you see on stage. So if you feel led and you're having a good time tonight, at the end of the evening, we will have a lovely young lady in reindeer antlers with a basket at the back of the room. And on your way out, if you wish to, we would love it if you would like to make a donation. And if you need a letter stating that for tax purposes, we are a 501c. We're not 501c3, we're 501c. And so that means we don't get tax off, but you can donate to us and get it off of your taxes. So if you would like some sort of tax letter, please let me know. I'll be glad to forward that to you, get your contact information. However, I would also at this time like to say on your way out past the donation basket, if you go towards your left, there are some stairs, and we'll head downstairs, and we are having cookies and some beverages and just a little chance to kind of hang out and have a little bit of holiday cheer for the evening. And if the stairs are difficult, you are also welcome to drive around. There is a handicap accessible door at the back if that is easier for you. We have a couple of selections left on the program, And this is a perennial favorite, and so I don't know if I'm allowed to do a Christmas concert without this one. I'm sure you all recognize and enjoy and tap your toes, and if you want to clap when the whip is supposed to go, you're welcome to do that. This is Sleigh Ride. So most of you, I'm sure, had some sort of life interruption in the year 2020, and different portions of our life are returning back to a normal pace at different speeds. So we are kind of just now getting underway. We were a little hesitant to come back immediately after COVID, seeing how we all kind of blow a lot of hot air all over the place. And we just kind of wanted to be safe as long as possible. So we're kind of in the process of getting everything moving again. If you have checked out our website recently, I took some time during COVID to kind of revamp it. And if you look on the homepage of apwins.org, and if you just Google AP Wins, we usually come up pretty quickly there. We have 2 mailing lists, and I don't think I actually sent out an email to the friends of AP Wins, but that is an email list dedicated just for concert announcements. So if you wish to be included in future announcements for concerts, we are going to be more accurate in making sure we send those. But you are welcome to sign up for that list. The other list, if you would like to play with us, we would love to have more members. I think at the most we've ever had has been about 70 people on stage. It was not this stage. but we fit 70 on a stage at one point. I think we're sitting around 35 or 40 at this point. We would love to have you join us. One of the success stories I like to talk about a lot is my mother, who sits in the front row and plays clarinet over here. She took 30 years off of playing clarinet and decided she just wanted to do it again. So she came in and she said, I'm just going to play some of the slower notes and then just sit there and let the college kids play all the extra stuff. And she's playing first part on a lot of stuff now, and she's been practicing for 2 or 3, 4, has it been 5 years now? I don't even know. It's been a while. Apparently my memory's going faster than hers. So even if you haven't played in a while, we would love to have you. You do not have to play every note, but if you do play regularly, we would love to have you come play with us. We usually meet here on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m., but if you go to apwins.org, you can sign up for either one or both of those email lists. We are also on Facebook, and we would love to see you online if you wish to make some comments or have some questions or want to reach out to us. For our final selection of the evening, we are going to give you something called Stars and Stripes for Christmas. Now, we've done this one before, but it's been 5 or 6 years, I think. It is basically Stars and Stripes Forever, just like you know it from the Marine Band. But we're going to sneak in a Christmas carol every chance we get. And sometimes it's going to make sense, and sometimes it's not, but it is just some great Christmas fun. So we hope you've had a wonderful evening. We hope you'll meet us downstairs for cookies, and we hope to see you at some point in the spring. Here is Stars and Stripes for Christmas.